And so to today's crucial match at Pittodrie, the new firm, Aberdeen against Dundee United. There has never been more at stake in a match between these two clubs. Commentator, Jock Brown.
With Paul Kane still suspended, Aberdeen caretaker manager Roy Aitken entrusts this vital task to the outfield players who earned 3 points at Tynecastle last week, which means that Brian Irvine is preferred at centre-half to John Ingalls, who's now fully fit. He has to content himself with a place on the bench. The only change is in goal. Theo Snelders returns after a 6-week absence following the injury sustained here against Hibs. He's viewed as a key player for his experience and influence on the defence. That's why Michael Watt has to step down, despite his excellent recent form. 4 key men missing for Dundee United. Suspension ruling out central defenders Goran Petric and Brian Welsh, and international midfield men Dave Bowman and Billy McKinlay. So there are vital roles for inexperienced men like Mark Perry, David Craig and Grant Johnson. The Brazilian Sergio returns up front, partnered by Craig Brewster, who scored the goal a year ago which won the cup. How times change. He's missed the last 4 matches because of a broken toe, so his inclusion today represents something of a fitness gamble. And the referee will possibly be the most calm man in the stadium this afternoon. Hugh Williamson from Renfrew handling his second last first-class match. It's little wonder the atmosphere is electric inside Pittodrie. The stakes really couldn't be higher. It's all about survival. Survival for these clubs and for a lot of the players involved at the top level. There's been a very long build-up all week to this match, and the nerves must be jangling among these players. United in the change strip, the white tops and black shorts. Aberdeen coming into this with better recent form than United. United have only won 1 of the last 9 league matches. They've had 1 draw and 7 defeats. That's why they're in this perilous state. Aberdeen, though, have been battling back. Still only losing 2 wins in the last 8 league matches since they beat Rangers on the 12th of February here. But here's Ian Jazz with an opening. Dodds to his right. There's an excellent tackle by Malpass. He will be a key man this afternoon, Maurice Malpass, the captain. 55 Scotland caps. League Championship winners' medal in 1983. Brian Irvine up there for the throw. There's Dodds. It was deflected. Well taken by O'Hanlon. Aberdeen's leading scorer with 15 this season. That was a very positive start from Aberdeen. And here was Dodds on the volley. It took a deflection off Craig. Johnson playing it wide. It reaches Hannah. Good work by Grant and by McKimmie. Well, you get the impression here that the first goal will be even more crucial than normal. Dodds breaking. McDaly is very pacey at the back. Strong play by Grant. This is Dodds. Back now with Heatherstone. Led in by Grant. There's Malpass. Stephen Wright playing it in early. Well, the hectic start to the match. Both sets of players trying desperately to settle. Capacity crowd here. Free kick this time to Aberdeen. Sergio and Brewster the front two. Brewster the man penalised there. Across the midfield, United have 4. They have Hannah, McInally, Johnson and Crabb. Brewster and Sergio up front. The 4-4-2 formation. Start of the match for United. And exactly the same system operating for Aberdeen, with Wright, Irvine, Smith and McKimmie across the back. In the middle of the field, Miller, Heatherstone, Jess and Grant. Jess operating behind the front two, who are Dodds and Shearer. This is Miller. Good running by Jess. The tackle came from Malpass. Well, I I suspect that United expected an early onslaught from Aberdeen in front of their home fans. Belfast, the leader on the field for United, without question. Brian Irvine arriving very late at the edge of the penalty area, wasn't picked up. Clearance reaches Heatherstone. Irvine doing well again, that's Shearer. Back to Jess. Blocked by Malpass. Another corner kick to Aberdeen. Malpass working hard to lift his teammates. Joe Miller again with a corner. Again, the run is made by Irvine, but that's played short. Cleared by Brewster. It's good play by Grant. That's Gary Smith giving it away to Hannah. Irvine is making his way back to defence there. That's Joe Miller. Well, that's where he came from, the far side there, the right. Good tackle by Stephen Wright. And McKimmie across covering. Heatherstone looking for Joe Miller, who stayed wide on the left-hand side. That was Perry. Grant forward, here's Miller. Foul there by Malpass. A little delay there before referee Williamson gave that decision. So Miller back on his feet. He's had a very lively end to the season, responding extremely well to Roy Aitken. So it's Gary Smith now with his free kick. Irvine forward again. There's Irvine. That's towards Shearer. Well, it's a ploy which has worked very well for Aberdeen over the years. Free kicks and corner kicks, reaching the big centre half. Alec McLeish used to do it. Brian Irvine has been doing it for some years too. But it's the second header which really counts, and that's what Duncan Shearer was trying to do. Oh, good play by Sergio. Irvine trying to get back on terms. Very good recovery tackle by Brian Irvine. Perry's header in midfield is Jess, supporting that front two, coming forward again. That's good play by Jess. Shearer well tackled by Christian Daly. Defensive figure of Roy Aitken in the director's box. There's Irvine. Shearer's dummy, it struck Malpass in the hand. Free kick to Aberdeen. Well, United showing respect for Shearer's shooting power. Good effort by Shearer. An excellent free kick, whipped in there towards the top corner. Kellen O'Hanlon was scrambling across his line for this. Look at the way he whips it in there. It's dipping and swerving rapidly. Bumping and barging there, Brewster was the victim. Looking for David Craig, there's Crabb. Good effort by Crabb, he kept that down extremely well on the volley. Well, he scored some spectacular goals in his time at Hearts. He struggled to do that at Tannadice, but that's a good effort. Into midfield, it goes to Johnson. A misunderstanding though with Crabb, allowing Aberdeen to break again. That's a great pass, right to Miller. Played in early to Shearer, and great defending there by Jim McInally. Wright comes forward again. Now Miller. Jim McInally in the heart of the action once more. Sergio showing some delightful touches. Perry forced to play it away there for a throw to Aberdeen. Billy Kirk with their shouting instructions on. He must be reasonably satisfied that his team have stood up to this onslaught early in the match. There's Crab. Laying into space for Sergio. Crab goes in, and a handball decision goes against Dundee United. Crab penalised for handball. Well, United are very unlucky, because I think that would have been a penalty otherwise. See it again. Here was Sergio breaking into that inside right channel, pulling the ball back. Now, as Crab comes for this, well, he's out of luck, I think. Might have been a foul inside the box. McInally forward, that's Brewster. Challenged by Irvin. Sergio back to Brewster. He's in behind Irvin. Well, I really wonder from that if Craig Brewster is fully fit. There was an opening there for him to go through the middle. Didn't move as freely as normal. Great ball in from Sergio though, real Brazilian touch. Here's Brewster. Well, a little bit unconvincing there. Jess looking much more like his old self. Good build up here. There's Stephen Wright. Cross a good one. Well won by Perry inside the box from Shearer. This is Grant. Now Dodds. Wright playing it against Craig for the corner. Hard work for David Craig. Looking after that left-hand side defensively for United. Joe Miller surveying the scene. We'll give it Irvin again. Johnson stumbled and made the recovery. Here's McKimmie. Dilly doing well against Shearer. That's Heatherstone. Good efforts. Deflection there, giving another corner kick to Aberdeen. You could see Heatherstone steadying himself here to take this dipping volley. Came off the defender, that's why it's a corner. So here's Joe Miller. Irvin attacking the ball again, matched by Craig. Heatherstone, a good header wide. There's Joe Miller. Well, trying a bit of variety there in the approach with an attempted chip shot there to beat O'Hanlon, which didn't come off. Brewster did well, jumping a fraction early and hanging. Here's Sergio. Grant towards Shearer. Good layoff. Jess breaks. Now Miller approaching at pace. It is great play from Aberdeen. Cross delivered here towards Jess. It's a goal for Aberdeen. Billy Dodds. 57 minutes of the first half gone, and Pittodrie erupts. And it really was a magnificent goal. Ian Jess releasing Joe Miller. Approaching here at pace. There's a magnificent cross. Jess attacks the ball so well in the air. O'Hanlon did well, but there was Dodds on the rebound. So Dodds gets goal number 16 for Aberdeen. This goal built up so well from the middle of the field where Ian Jess was vitally involved. He then raced into the box and headed this cross from Joe Miller. It's an excellent downward header, well blocked by O'Hanlon. He could do nothing about the rebound from Dodds. It's Aberdeen who have the upper hand and a crucial opening goal. Here's Ian Jess. Managed to get the cross there towards Shearer. Could so easily be the second. Well, superb play once again from Ian Jess to set up Duncan Shearer. What a difference this might have made just on half-time. That cross finding the head of Duncan Shearer. O'Hanlon certainly struggling. Look at the way he found space here. Send over the cross. And Shearer did so well with that header. The last action of a dramatic first half, which has been hectic right from the start. Aberdeen leaving to tremendous applause. And there have been some outstanding performances in the first half. Joe Miller for one, and Ian Jess for another, who started the move for the goal, then had the header on target, which O'Hanlon blocked to allow Billy Dodds to give Aberdeen a vital lead. Aberdeen 1, Dundee United 0. No change in either lineup for the second half in terms of personnel, but Dundee United have made one very significant tactical alteration. They've deployed Jim McInally to left back to look after Joe Miller, who really was ripping them apart in the first half. So that's a very interesting change made by Billy Kirkwood to look after Miller. We'll also check to see what he might have done about Ian Jess, who was another thorn in the flesh of this United side in the first half. Aberdeen starting the second half the way they began the first, on the attack. What a kick helped on there towards McKimmie. Heatherston breaks there for Jess. That was close. Well, he really is fired up for the occasion, and you wonder just what he could have contributed to Aberdeen had he played like this all season. But lost his way a bit as the season unfolded, and now has been brought back for these closing stages. Good effort. Eustace Leal, supported well by Hannah from midfield. Tackled there by Grant. That'll be a corner kick to Dundee United. Well, you can be sure that United will not accept this without a fight. Their supporters, only about 3,000 in the stadium, giving them as much backing as they can. So here's Andy McLaren now. Headed on by Craig. Back to McLaren again. Irvin doing very well indeed with a clearing header. Shearer in a hurry. Well, nowhere for Brewster to go there. That throw reached him, so Aberdeen in possession again. Shearer's header. There's Joe Miller. Dodds looking for Miller again, but he's got the quickest of the United defenders to cope with, Christian Daly. Here's Brewster. McInally did well, reaching the ball before Jess. This is Johnson. Now Craig. Well taken by Snilders. Confident catch. Dodds towards Miller. It's held up by McLaren. That was a foul. A lot of speech play going on out there. Miller at the moment really cannot get enough of the ball. He wants to be involved all the time. It's been a transformation in his performances in recent weeks. It almost reached Irvin, and Duncan Shearer didn't realise that it might come through. So there's Joe Miller's free kick. See the bumping and barging in the box there, and Shearer was caught in his heels. Good running by Heatherston. The actions of Belfast, though, helped by Johnson being enough. Hannah, tackled by Shearer. This is Joe Miller again. Well, of course, not so good from the left. Does that more easily on the right flank, Joe Miller. It's one for Brewster to chase, but Irvin's there first. Well, he's been a splendid player for Aberdeen in recent weeks, Brian Irvine. Came into the side against Celtic. Scored a great goal, a 2-0 win. Miller to Heatherston. That pass finds Dodds. This is for Shearer. Brilliant play from Shearer. United ripped apart again at the back, and Duncan Shearer makes it 2. A great goal this, Heatherston's pass, picking out Billy Dodds. He played the pass early, knew Shearer was there, he was quick enough. One touch only, drilling the ball beyond the hand, and there's no one better in the country in that position. Well, Heatherston's pass initially was a fine one, he picked out Billy Dodds, but this is a great pass. One touch to control it, the ball into the path of Shearer, and how about that for top-class finishing? Defenders, he wants them to retain their concentration. And I think there may be a more compact look about Aberdeen for the closing quarter of the match. These supporters enjoying the occasion hugely at this stage. McInally to McLaren, no way through there. Heatherston, Dodds holding off Hannah. Well, not for long though, it's a very good tackle. McInally comes forward, a shooting chance on. That was close. Still not good a touch. Well, the Aberdeen defence backed off McInally. He's the man whose goal beat them in the Scottish Cup semi-final a year ago, took the team to Hampden. Well, more accurately to Shelton Clark for the final. That's the clearance off the line by Heatherston. There's no luck at all for United at this stage. Good play there by Johnson. That's Malpass. Sergio again, put under pressure by Wright. Well, credit due to Dundee United for the way in which they've responded to Aberdeen's second goal. Gary Smith doing well, he had to turn it away from the corner. Couldn't risk the pass back. Well, time running out rapidly for Dundee United. Back in from Perry, a chance on there for Winters. It's a goal for United. Robbie Winters gives United a lifeline. 4 minutes from the end. Well, the headed clearance there from Dodds was returned swiftly by Perry, and there was Robbie Winters with that excellent header. There was no offside. Well, suddenly we have a dramatic finish ahead of us. Good ball in that from Perry, and there was no offside. Joe Miller way back deep there, may well have played them on. So here's Theo Snelders, United desperate to get back into possession, to get another attack going. Still took a little bit of time to add on. Craig did well. This is Brian Grant. This is Heatherston. Hannah back defending. Here's Grant again. Taking the ball to the corner flag. Well, that's the kind of time-wasting ploy which I don't think reflects too much credit in the game. Aberdeen have a throw. Here's Joe Miller. We'll keep it down there, I'm sure. We've had 2 minutes of stoppage time. Grant robbed by Malpass, and it's a goal kick now to United, which Malpass is taking in a very big hurry. But if he checks his watch, the final whistle goes. Aberdeen have won. They've come off the foot of the table. It's Dundee United now who face the spectre of automatic relegation. Aberdeen producing a marvellous performance when the chips were down. Billy Dodds scored the opening goal in 37 minutes. after Kevin O'Mahanlon saved Ian Jesse's header. He then set up goal number 2 for Duncan Shearer in 68 minutes. A terrific finish from the Scotland striker. And then, right at the end, nerves were jangling again when Robbie Winters headed home with 4 minutes to go. But Aberdeen have held on. They may well now survive. It's Aberdeen 2, Dundee United 1.
Roy, you were saying game overall.
Well, overall, I felt the lads only showed urgency to win the game in the last 10 minutes. I felt if we'd showed that in the first half, in the start of the second half, we might have got something out. I was really confident of coming up here and taking something from the game. But fair dues to Aberdeen, they got the first goal and that gave the crowd a massive lift. But as I say, if we had showed the urgency required to win a game, all through the game, instead of the last 10 minutes, we might have got something.
Was there any reason for that? Why would they not start fast in a game of this importance?
Well, you're maybe missing the quality players that are required to get the victory or get a draw up here, and you're missing 4 of your better players. It's asking quite a lot of the younger ones to come in, and the fringe players. And maybe the fringe players haven't been doing enough this year to put pressure on the first team players.
The point of losing Bowman, Petric, Welsh, McKinley from a crunch game like this, does this tell you something about the whole suspension system, the way it works?
It's a disaster for us, for the club. I think over the year though, you can maybe look back and there's maybe been some daft bookings for dissent or maybe tripping or whatever, but as I said earlier there, maybe the fringe players haven't been putting enough pressure on the first team ones, and it showed now over the season, missing these 4 wins for this game, it's affected the club really badly.
Now you've got a big game coming up, obviously your last chance, and you have to depend on other people too next week. What do you do between now and next Saturday for the Celtic match?
Well, we've just got to train exactly the same and just make sure the players realise the importance of the game, and we've got to show the urgency that's required to win games. We've got to defend well, and we've got to start taking chances up at the other end, which we didn't do in the first 8 minutes of the game.
Have you found it difficult starting a managerial career, coming to a side struggling obviously? Have you been inhibited in making some changes you'd like to have made?
Well, mainly because of suspensions and injury. For example, the first game, Craig Brewster had to come off with a broken toe, so I was missing him for 4 games, and then all of a sudden I'm missing 4 of the better quality players at Dundee United for the running game. So it has been quite hard, but that happens to clubs over the piece, and we've just got to go on with it. And I've got to rely on the younger ones again next Saturday.
Well, one more game to go, one more battle to win. How do you approach next week's game at Falkirk?
Well, again, same sort of commitment.
Clear of Dundee United and within 2 points of Hearts, who went down 3-1 in the Edinburgh derby after opening the scoring. The relegation dogfight now involved just those 3. Partick Thistle are now safe. Yet another great escape completed after today's goalless draw against Falkirk. And Motherwell, who beat Kilmarnock 2-0, are now within touching distance of the last European place. Only Hibs can now beat them to the runners-up spot behind Rangers. Well, Dick, that was a titanic match, wasn't it? It seemed to me that Aberdeen imposed themselves in the game right from the start.
There's no doubt. I think Roy touched on it. The fans were magnificent today. I mean, it was a full house. I've never heard Aberdeen fans like that, ever. Played up there many times, watched an awful lot of games. The atmosphere was electric, and the players responded to that.
And you can only sympathise with Billy Kirkwood. As he said, he lost 4 very important players for the game today.
Yeah, you're right. He had to bring in the kids, but that's all he had. He couldn't do anything else. And 4 important players that were out, especially the 2 big central defenders. That's where you have to be solid. They didn't have that today, and that's why they lost the goal.
It certainly showed. The 2 Aberdeen goals of very, very high quality goals, weren't they?
Roy will be delighted with them. I mean, when there's Sergio, this is what starts it off. I mean, they're 110 yards from the Dundee United goal. When the ball breaks here, a great ball from Grant. Shearer a good layoff to Jess. And Joe Miller here for me does absolutely magnificently. What about the pace in this? And young Craig just can't keep up with him. I mean, that's great wing play. And you won't get a better cross than that. Ian Jess, plenty of white shirts in the box here, but not marking. That was the important thing. That's where you miss Brian Welsh and Petric. 6 feet 4 inch defenders. They're in the middle. They would clear that. They didn't. But what a great goal.
Came all the way from their own byline.
Billy Dodds, I've been given a stick to the last couple of months, doesn't take enough chances for me. But look, he's in the right place at the right time. In the last few weeks, he's scored some vital goals for Aberdeen. That was a smashing goal. Second one comes from the throw-in again. Away down there, 80-odd yards away. Good play there by Heatherson. Lovely ball here again to Billy Dodds. Look at the run by Shearer. I mean, he's on 40 yards to get into that space. That's a magnificent ball. And the finish, you won't get any better than that. I mean, Duncan Shearer's been doing that all season when he's had a game. He was injured for a couple of months, but you can't beat when strikers are on form like that. That's great to watch. And the 2 of them worked hard together. fabulous ball in. Look at that for a finish. Doesn't need a touch.
And inevitably, you wonder why Aberdeen couldn't show that commitment and that level of skill earlier in the season. The 3 games next week which are absolutely crucial. Dundee United against Celtic at Tannadice, Falkirk against Aberdeen at Brockville, and Hearts against Motherwell at Tynecastle, which is going to be important to both clubs perhaps.
Nobody's safe yet. I mean, if Aberdeen get beat at Falkirk, which could easily happen, and Dundee United beat Celtic, then Aberdeen are relegated and Dundee United are in the playoffs. But that's as far as Dundee United could go. They're either relegated or in the playoffs. I mean, that's 3 magnificent games next week. Could go anyway.
It seems to me now that Aberdeen are perhaps about to dig themselves out of the hole.
Well, I said a few weeks ago, they are the team that's on the up. They're playing well, they're getting results. Dundee United were getting defeats all the time. That's why I felt they would get relegated, because the confidence is gone. They're missing experienced players. It was always going to be tough for them, but Hearts as well. I mean, they've had a horrendous last half a dozen games, and they can count themselves right in that as well next week.
It's an anxious week for 1 or 2 clubs, isn't it?